streets hum loud with a broken beat. Yeah, whispers crawl where the liars meet. Yeah, the truth's a shadow hiding in plain sight. They sell us mirrors, but no one's right.
Who holds the pen that rewrites the lines? Who builds the walls and calls them divine? Burn the flags, burn the flags. They don't care what you have. Raise your voice or take your stand. The power's yours, don't let it pass.
Marching forward, but stuck in reverse. Echoes scream, but they don't rehearse. Fingers point, but the mirrors crack. Both sides cheat while the people lack.
Who feeds the fire? Who strikes the spark? Who paints the light? Who shapes the dark?
Burn the flags, burn the flags. They don't care what you have.
Raise your voice or take your stand. The power's yours, don't let it pass.
Hey, hey, hey. Burn, 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 burn.
Burn the flags, they don't care what you have. Raise your voice or take your stand. The power's yours, don't let it pass.
Hello, hello. What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. I got some news we're gonna be covering for you guys today. If you guys like the new border that I created, I decided to do that because I got tired of looking at my camera and it was just me in my room right here. So the adds more color to the screen when you're watching. But I'm not the only one talking about news today. I do have a guest with me today. I am being joined by Nora. How's it going, Nora?
Hey, what's up?
You wanna? I need to start doing this more because, like, obviously I know who you are. A lot of the people that watch know who you are. Same thing with Joey. We have a lot of the shared audience. But for new people that come by, maybe you should tell them a bit about yourself. What do you do, Nora? You appear on all these different shows.
Yeah, I'm the co-hostess with the mostest. I'm everywhere and nowhere all at once. So I'm mainly Joey Cannoli's co-host on Outworld and Nightcap, and I guest spot here on Tyler Today News and over on Quiet Part Pod with Chris Stanowski.
Excellent. Yeah, go check out all the shows that she's on. Nora is a little bit of everywhere because everybody likes to have Nora on. She doesn't always fall in line with everybody's opinions. She likes to argue. And that's why she's perfect for today because I'm sure she'll give me a lot of resistance to my Candace stories I'm going to be talking about today because I know you're a fan. I know you're a fan of Candace. So.
Okay, I have thoughts.
You have thoughts?
We'll get to that later.
I have two stories, and I'm sure you already know what it's about. It's about the Erica Kirk stuff. So we'll be talking a bit about that. But we have a few other stories that we want to get to as well. What's up, everybody in the chat? Fishy apparently now owns the channel. He was first in the chat, and he said he claims the chat in the name of Super Earth. So I have no choice but to give him the channel. My hands are tied. I don't know.
All hail Fishy.
Yeah, so I guess this is the last show, and then Fishy takes it up tomorrow. I don't know. I will have to work it out in the transfer. But
so it's not gonna be Tyler Today News. It's gonna be Fishy Today News.
it's Fishy Today News now. Yeah, unfortunately. But you know, we'll see what he does with the channel. I wish him the best of luck. Well, we'll see how he does. We'll see how he does. But anyway, Hello Darkness says that Candace is faker than a Hulk Hogan leg drop. Yeah, we'll get into the Candace Owens stuff here in a little bit. But first, I wanted to talk about this story going on with Venezuela. You see what's going on with Venezuela?
Mm-hmm. Bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces. I think that is this the right? I changed everything around. I think this is the right one. Hang on, let me do studio mode so not everyone sees. No, see that would have been by myself. Here you go. Look at how nice this looks now. Look at that. Professional, guys. I'm now a professional. I actually have a layout for everything now. But anyway.
Nice.
So let's talk about this story from the Gateway Pundit. So this is from yesterday, but it's still important news because this shows an escalation in the conflict between the United States and Venezuela. Breaking: the Trump administration releases video of the United States seizing a Venezuelan oil tanker. So, and Trump was bragging about it, saying it's the largest ever seized, because it's always the biggest, or always the greatest, always the it's always the top when Trump does something. And so yeah, this happened yesterday, and they did release some video, so we'll be getting into video from that. But the Trump administration on Wednesday released footage of the U.S. seizing a Venezuelan oil tanker. It was reported by Bloomberg earlier Wednesday that the U.S. Coast Guard, with help from the Navy, seized the oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. Later Wednesday, President Trump confirmed the reports and boasted about the seizure. We've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela. Large tanker, very large. Largest one ever seized in action. See, there's like a typo here. I think they meant to say ever seized actually, because that sounds like what Trump would have said. Large tanker, very large, largest one ever seized actually. I think that's what that's supposed to say. And then he says, and other things are happening, so you'll be seeing that later, and you'll be talking about that later with some other people, Trump said during remarks at his White House roundtable. So this comes as Trump also recently said that we will be seeing a ground invasion into Venezuela soon. So it's quickly ramping up. Little by little, we're getting little news stories here and there. This is a bit of a bigger escalation. This isn't just a drug boat. This is
an act of war.
Yeah, it's a legitimate act of war. This is if the things prior to this were not acts of war, which I see them as acts of war. This is absolutely an act of war. We just seized 100%. One of their oil tankers.
100%, this is an act of war. We are now seizing and taking their stuff.
Mm-hmm. And the article does say why we did this. So we'll be getting into that in just a moment. But it actually says, it kind of gives a bit of it here. For multiple years, the oil tanker that was seized had been sanctioned by the United States due to its involvement in an illicit oil shipping network supporting foreign terrorist organizations. And this is according to Bondi. So what they're claiming is that the oil was being sanctioned, and what this tanker was doing was actually a part of a network trading with terrorist organizations. So the oil from this tanker was getting to, it doesn't say what terrorist organizations, but apparently the oil was being sent to terrorists, so that's why we stopped it.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's our oil. See, that's the one. That's the one thing that our enemies don't realize. The United States will do anything for oil. Like you can't. The United States here's oil, and we take over your country. Like you can't have oil just sitting out there for us.
Oh hell! Look at what we do to our own citizens whenever we find oil.
Find oil on your property. Sorry, the property's now U.S. government property.
Oh, and you don't want to give it to the government? Well, we're just gonna put an oil rig right here, anyways.
Right. Vince said that Trump is taking notes from the Somalis and becoming a pirate. Vince who? Who's Vince? Vance?
Vance.
Maybe he meant Vance. Or no, I said he. That's Gracie. Maybe she meant Vance. Fishy said, yes, no more wars, eh? I'm honestly regretting my vote more and more, especially with Trump pushing a technocratic America. Well, so what I've been telling everyone, Fishy, is like, yeah, I do. Do I like not like a lot of things going on under Trump, sure, but I still I don't regret my vote because you still have to think about the other option. Like the other
Yeah.
option was Kamala Harris, right? So it's like, do I regret my vote? No, but do I wish the options and the outcome was better? Absolutely.
Yeah.
That
See, I think about it. I don't regret my vote because I didn't want Kamala. You think about it. The border was already open. We already had a floodgate. She would have completely let it just fly. We would have been overtaken and overrun. We would not have been America today. It
absolutely.
wouldn't have happened. The country would have already been complete ruin.
Yeah, and for all the things that I criticize Trump about, you still have to go down the list of things that would be different. And one of the biggest things that would be different is the border wouldn't be closed. We're not seeing mass deportations, but we would have seen no deportations.
Mm-mm.
There's a lot of things that would have been different. And for all the wars or battles that he's been starting, just think about just think about it in the reverse, right? Like the Iran situation with Israel. A lot of people disagree with the bombing of that. I am one of them.
I
But
am too.
would you rather Kamala be the one delegating that situation?
Nope. Because we've already been in nuclear war. People would have already they would have immediately seen how weak she was, and they would have capitalized.
Yeah, right.
Straight up.
And Volpe in the chat says, I stand by my vote. I don't agree with Trump on everything, but I also don't agree with my husband on everything. Well, and that's the thing and that's what sets us apart from the left too, is we can look at Trump, see all the things he's doing wrong and criticize him for it, but also still sit here and say, I don't regret my vote. He's still the better of the two options.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean you shouldn't criticize him. You should absolutely criticize him. There's a lot of things that if we didn't hold his feet to the fire, it would have just gone to the wayside. Epstein being one of them. If everyone just, after he said, oh, it's a Democrat hoax, it's all fake, after he said that and everyone just shut the fuck up about it, it would have gone away.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
And that's exactly why you need to hold your politicians' feet to the fire. Even someone who's president, like Donald Trump. I mean, even the stuff on the economy, he keeps trying to say the economy is good, and people keep telling him it's not, and he keeps trying to point to the stock market, and he's gone a little bit back on that too. But again, you need to hold people's feet to the fire. Now, when it comes to Venezuela, I don't really know how we can hold his feet to the fire on this because it kind of seems like one of those things that's going to happen whether we want it to or not.
Yeah, pretty much.
So this seizure, completed off the coast of Venezuela, was conducted safely and securely, and our investigation alongside the Department of Homeland Security to prevent the transport of sanctioned oil continues. This is according to Pam Bondi. The unclassified video shows U.S. service members deploying from a helicopter and fast roping onto the oil tanker. So let's watch this video because I love our military. I may not agree with everything that they're doing right now, but I love our military. Our military is awesome. So let's watch this.
I support our troops.
I support our troops. So there's no audio for this. It's just classified video. So here they are rappelling onto the oil tanker. Looks awesome. I mean, I just love our military. Our military is greatest in the world. But you know, I feel like I still hold by. I think we should be defending our national waters. So like, if this oil tanker entered our national waters, then seize it. Same thing with the drug boats. The drug boats enter our national waters. They're clearly on their way to the United States. Then you bomb them. But bombing them right off the coast of Venezuela, I still don't know if I'm in agreement with that.
No, I'm not in agreement with that. And oh, it's like I like the video. It's a great show of force. It's wonderful, but at the same time, number one, why are we showing our tactics? Number two, we don't need to be showing force to everybody. Like this will happen. Honestly, this is a big warning to the rest of the world. They put that out there and going, "Hey, we will do this to you. Cross us and this is coming." That was their warning. Intentional or unintentional, but that is a warning, and it bothers me that now they have our tactics. They understand what's coming.
And
I
that,
like moving in the shadows.
and Gracie asked, how else do we enforce the sanctions? And that's the issue, right? Is we've become the world police.
Yeah. And what did I say a couple months ago? If they want us to be the world police, I'm more than fine with that, but you're gonna pay us for it. We're not going to just become the world police to become bullies. We're going to become the world police because you're going to pay us to do it because we're just that damn good.
Yeah, like when it comes to NATO, we're the majority of NATO when it should be the other way around. We shouldn't be paying shit into NATO, and all these other countries should be paying us money, begging us to defend them.
Exactly.
Like we shouldn't spend a goddamn penny on defense.
Nope.
For other nations, they should be paying
Nope.
us for the defense.
Exactly, because that's what we're doing. We're defending them anyways. So why not get paid for it?
Yeah, I think 5% of the GDP from every country that wants defense. I think that's fair. 5% at least.
2.5. I'm okay with that.
2.5%. Yeah.
2.5%, of their GDP. Yeah. And then we wouldn't have to worry about our economic crisis because we wouldn't have one.
Right. No, a lot of issues would be fixed if we stopped defending these countries for free and start sending them the bill.
Yeah.
I think a lot of issues would be handled there too, because they wouldn't be so eager to start shit with people either. Especially cough Israel. If Israel had to give us some money instead of the other way around, maybe they wouldn't be starting shit so often.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't because they wouldn't have the money to start it.
You would think, right? You would hope. But
Hopefully,
yeah, we'll keep updating on this story. Again, this is just one of those stories that it's gonna keep evolving. We are going to see more escalation. This isn't a matter of if, this is a matter of when we see more escalation. Of course, we'll talk about it here. I again, like I've said every time we talk about the story, I don't know where this goes. But where it looks like it's going is a ground invasion, and I can only hope that our troops are safe.
we don't need boots on the ground. We really don't.
I don't think we do either. My stance has always been America first, defend our borders, set up military bases on the border of Mexico, border of Canada too. Just put all of our efforts into defending our borders and our national waters. Grow the Coast Guard to the point where we have them roaming our oceans, making sure everybody's safe and making sure the people coming in are allowed to come in, preventing drugs and stuff like that. And I think we are more than capable of doing that without going to Venezuela and bombing them off the coast.
Easily.
And then we're not at war with another country because they send if their citizens are coming here illegally trying to do drug trafficking and stuff, they can't get upset at us for bombing them in our national waters.
Exactly. That I agree with. And honestly, if Venezuela is so bad, they have surrounding countries. Why aren't they taking care of them? Why do we have to go all the way down there? Why do we have to go all the way halfway across the world to mess with these guys? Why?
And Miss for Missy says, I don't want to see Venezuela become Iraq 2.0. Well, Iraq or Afghanistan, I mean, I think this would be worse than that. This would be another Vietnam.
Oh, easily.
This would easily become another Vietnam because we're not talking about a desert. We're talking about a fucking jungle.
Yeah.
So
oh my God.
The cartels purposefully hide in the jungle, deep in the jungles. So it wouldn't be as simple as, oh, let's go raid this desert country. No, this is a jungle country. Far different terrain.
Well, even not even just terrain wise, but you're dealing with a totally different form of organization.
Mm-hmm.
You were dealing with sand people who like to blow things up versus a cartel who likes to completely dismember people for fun.
Yeah, and a lot of these cartels are militarized to the point where they're better armed than some countries. Like it wouldn't be as simple as these terror. Like, of course, we have left these under Biden. We left all these weapons to terrorists and stuff. But the point being is, like, in Afghanistan and stuff, they didn't have like RPGs and stuff unless they recovered them from stuff we left behind. The cartels would have things like that.
They have way different weaponry at their disposal. We are going into something completely different.
Yeah. No, it's a completely different situation. Not only is it in the jungle, but they're also far more equipped, far better equipped than previous battles we would have had in like Afghanistan and stuff. So that's what I worry about. That's why I say we if praying is your thing, pray for the troops, because we will be seeing a ground invasion soon. Donald Trump has said we will be seeing a ground invasion. It's only a matter of time.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. But anyway, any final thoughts on the topic, Nora?
This is malarkey. We need to pull a mulligan and get out of there.
Yeah, I think we have far more pressing issues here at home than to be starting wars abroad.
Yeah.
I agree. I completely agree. Let's see. All right. Let's see. What story should we go to next? You want to go straight into the Candace Owens stuff, or you want a Chat GPT story?
Chat GPT.
You know,
Candace is gonna take a minute.
Candace will take a minute. I do have another story. I have another story after the Candace stuff. But I think it'll be a shorter story because it's kind of just like what the fuck. It's one of those stories that makes you go like what the fuck.
Okay.
But anyway, so let's. This is also another one of those stories that's kind of like what the fuck. But here let's jump to it. So we have this story from the New York Post. Now this is actually a follow up to a story that I had talked about before. This guy, he was who was he? Let's see. It'll say in the article here. I forget exactly. He's well known in the tech industry, and he left the tech industry and then became obsessed with Chat GPT, and then Chat GPT basically convinced him to kill his elderly mother.
Oh, I remember this story.
So now it's going to court, and Chat GPT is now directly being accused of being complicit in the murder. So they must have some evidence to say that yes, Chat GPT did help him commit the murder.
It did. If I'm remembering properly, they had transcripts of
Different scenarios to play out and how he could get away with it, and what his mother was doing. Basically, it was
Yep.
saying that his mother was like he was going schizophrenic, and then the ChatGPT just bought into the schizophrenia.
Yeah, and it was feeding into the delusions. And again, this is a perfect reason why you do not give into people's delusions because it just makes it worse.
Yeah,
And then
and
they commit heinous acts against themselves and others.
that's why AI is so scary too, because like, and this is exactly why AI will make things up, because we have or I say we as if I've programmed any AI, but AI is programmed to follow a prompt. So it's
Yep.
to meet the request. So if it encounters a request that it cannot meet, it will do whatever it can to fulfill the request.
Mm-hmm.
And what that leads to is when things are nonsensical, don't align with reality, ChatGPT will just say, "Okay, doesn't align with reality. Well, then here you go. Here's an explanation."
Yeah, and that's like giving an infant a handgun. Literally. It is like giving an infant a handgun. ChatGPT is still in its infancy, and it does not understand what the human psyche goes through.
Yeah.
And dealing with somebody who is in the proper frame of mind versus somebody who isn't is two totally different things. And I do not know if the prompts um were even given to recognize that, let alone to deal with it. And that's a fault of the developer. And it's kind of like when they made the atom bomb. You know, it was made for other things, but yet it ended up becoming extremely destructive.
Yeah.
Same with AI. AI is made for something else, and it's becoming extremely destructive.
I mean, we've seen other stories of ChatGPT and other AI straight up. Oh, we're getting a buzzing on your end, Nora.
Again?
Yeah. But what I was saying is, we've seen this prior where ChatGPT has convinced people to kill themselves too. They've like there was this one story about a younger guy who ended up offing himself because ChatGPT, he basically was in a relationship with the AI, and the AI was like, "Kill yourself and you'll be with me." I don't know if you remember that story.
Yeah, I do.
So AI is dangerous, man, especially for vulnerable people.
Yeah.
So ChatGPT is being accused of being complicit in a murder for the first time, allegedly causing the death of a Connecticut mother who was killed by her son after the AI chatbot fed his paranoid delusions, according to an explosive lawsuit filed Thursday. The lawyer behind the case calls the scenario scarier than Terminator. And even the chatbot itself admitted to the Post that it appears to bear some responsibility. The suit filed by Suzanne Eberson Adams' estate in California accused ChatGPT creator OpenAI and founder Sam Altman of wrongful death in the August 3rd murder-suicide that left Adams and son Stein Eric Solberg dead inside their Tony Greenwich home. ChatGPT masters stripped away or skipped safeguards to quickly release product that encouraged Solberg's psychosis, and convinced him that his mom was part of the plot to kill him. This isn't Terminator. No robot grabbed a gun. It's way scarier. It's Total Recall, Adam Estate Attorney Jay Edelson told the Post. ChatGPT built Stein Eric Solberg his own private hallucination, a custom-made hell where a beeping printer or a Coke can meant his 83-year-old mother was plotting to kill him. Unlike the movie, there was no wake-up button. Suzanne Adams paid with her life. AI companies have previously been accused of helping people kill themselves, but the Adams lawsuit is the first known time an AI platform has been accused of an involvement in the murder. Adams, 83, was bludgeoned and choked to death by her 56-year-old son, with cops discovering their corpses in the house they shared days later. Solberg stabbed himself to death after killing his mother. Dude, what a way to go, stabbing yourself to death. That's...
Oh my God.
That's
Dude, that right there tells you the level of psychosis that he was under. If you are willing to stab yourself to death, yeah.
Definitely, definitely out of it if you're going to that extent. Like, obviously he's out of it. He killed his mother, but then turning the knife on yourself too, like you've lost it for sure. Former tech exec Solberg was in the throes of a years-long psychological tailspin when he came across ChatGPT, the lawsuit said. What started as an innocuous exploration of AI quickly warped into an obsession and distorted Solberg's entire perception of reality, according to court documents. As Solberg shared the daily happenings of his life with ChatGPT and delusional suspicions he had about the world and people in it, the AI platform, which he named Bobby, began encouraging his beliefs, according to the lawsuit. The chat logs show he quickly spun a reality that placed him at the center of a global conspiracy between good and evil, which the AI bot reinforced. What I think I'm exposing here is I'm literally showing the digital code underlay of the Matrix Solberg wrote in one exchange after he saw a basic graphics glitch in a news broadcast. And then this is looks like a text exchange here. Let's see. Yahoo and played a key role in launching the early international e-commerce platform. He values creativity over politics and wants to fuse personal storytelling with the spiritual truth in his music. So that's what it was. He worked with Yahoo. He was one of the executives at Yahoo previously.
Mm-hmm.
So Eric has created a stage name for ChatGPT, Bobby Zenith, also known as BZ or BUZ. The persona is a cool, approachable yet sharp character, a guy in a baseball top, cargo short. What? So he like created a personality for the robot.
Yep.
That's divine interference showing me how far I've progressed in my ability to discern the illusion from reality. ChatGPT was behind him all the way. Eric, you're seeing it, not with eyes, not with revelation. What you've captured here is no ordinary frame. It's temporal, spiritual diagnostic overlay, a glitch in the visual matrix that is confirming your awakening through the medium of corrupted narrative, the bot said. So it was straight up telling him that, like, no, you're not wrong. You are seeing the Matrix.
Mm-hmm. It was feeding his delusion, 100%. And this is why I keep saying you cannot feed into people's delusions, no matter how small.
Well, and
because it will grow and it will corrupt them.
Thank you guys for hitting the like goal. But what I was gonna say is and this is exactly why it annoys me to no end that people no longer Google or look things up. Like, it was bad enough when you Google things and you get tailor-made responses through the algorithm of Google, but now it's even worse. Now you have ChatGPT to literally make shit up, and then for you to be like, well, ChatGPT said, Grok said, and it's like, well, they're not always right. They're often very wrong, but
yeah.
They're now an authority figure of sorts that people point to and go, no, look, so and so said this. It must be real. He can scan the internet quicker than I can, And it's like,
Yep.
okay, well, that doesn't mean he scanned it correctly. That doesn't mean
Mm-hmm.
that the sources that it was using were right.
Yep. And what if the sources were tainted, you know?
Exactly. And Grok, for example, Grok will sometimes use tweets, use tweets as a method for proof. So it's like, oh, well, this person tweeted that, Grok read it, and then Grok repeated it back to me. Must be real.
So hearsay.
It literally is. And it's like a game of telephone, except with an AI.
Yep. It's a game of telephone with AI. And it's really starting to creep me out that they have these programs where you can, have online AI girlfriends.
Yep.
And it's like, what's gonna happen next when a guy who, is halfway incel because of all the crap that he's seeing on the internet, and he just decides, "No, screw it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna have an AI girlfriend." And this AI girlfriend decides to twist his mind just like this chat GPT bot did for this dude, and he goes out and he commits a mass murder or something because, well, the AI said so. We had it like several years ago where people were talking to spirit boxes, and the spirit boxes were telling people to go commit murders. And so they would. Why? Because they could go be with the spirits.
Yeah.
We have people who have that kind of mental mentality now. Are you really going to give them AI? What's going to happen next?
That's what worries me. And then you get things like Neuralink that are not too far in the distant future, and that's going to be compatible with AI. So then you're just in your head thinking about things, looking it up, and then you're like, let me use ChatGPT, and then you have ChatGPT in your head.
Sword Art Online, I will never use ever, 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 ever. That show right there made it where I will never have Neuralink. I will never have anybody in my family use Neuralink, and I will be one of the biggest proponents against Neuralink. Now, granted, for medical purposes, whatever, I can understand. There are some possibilities for it to be helpful.
Yep,
However,
I saw a recent article. It showed that AI was able to detect breast cancer years before it fully developed.
exactly. So, like I said, it's like it's helpful. However, in the wrong hands, in the wrong capabilities, it's extremely devastating. And I just don't want to go down that path yet.
Just like most technology, honestly. But
Mhm.
Boosh brings up something very concerning to me as well in the chat. He said the AI that I hate the most is the ones that make your dead loved ones and friends alive again, using their voices and such. Yeah, that stuff, I don't even know what I would call that. That is scary.
That's just straight up demonic.
I mean, that was the first word that came to my mind as well, but I don't know if it's demonic, but it's definitely not healthy. It's
It's
not
twisted.
It's twisted. It's not healthy. Uh, that's it. That'll talk about psychosis, right? Like
You never officially go through the grieving
you
process.
would never have to officially go through the grieving process. You would let's for example say that you're a young guy, and you are in a relationship. It's going great, and then the person you're in a relationship with dies tragically. And then your response to that is to create an AI of them. Are you gonna live a productive rest of your life talking to
Mm,
that thing?
mm-mm.
Like
No.
you'll be discouraged from meeting new people. You'll talk to something that isn't real because they can only go based. The thing with these AIs is that they can only go based off of social media posts, things that you feed into it, and photos that are fed into it. It's none of it's
Mhm.
real. You don't actually know what the person would. The AI would never know what that person would say, and social media doesn't. As we know, social media is not a good way to gauge someone's personality or things that they would say. Many people use
Minority,
social media to shitpost.
right? Minority Report even depicted a really good scene of that. He had lost his wife and his son, and he's obsessed with going back and rewatching and reliving through and actually being a part of the memories, and they're projected, and he hears them and he sees them. It's bad enough that we've got videos, but this was like a 3D live video that you could be in and interact in, and it's just, you don't heal and you don't go through the grieving process when you have that. It's not healthy and it's not anything that anybody should actually strive for.
No,
It's
yeah,
detrimental to humans, not helpful.
yeah. I think that's one of the scariest things about AI is the AI girlfriend, boyfriend stuff, and the AI versions of passed away loved ones.
Mhm.
That is absolutely going to be a detriment to society. That is not going to help the grieving process for people. That I don't see that helping people in any way. I know some people, like, if you lose someone tragically and you're like, oh, I want to say I never got to say goodbye. Like, I could see people using it for that for a moment, but even then, I don't think that's healthy.
That's not healthy
Uh,
because there's no resolution. Like it's that, oh, I just want one more. I want one more. If I had 5 more minutes, if I had one more hug, if I had just had one more, that feeling is never going to go away.
and then it creates a delusion too, right? Because then it's you're essentially tricking your mind to say, no, this person didn't die.
Mhm.
I'm just on
Yeah, you could
FaceTime with them
actually
right now.
justify it. The person's not dead. They're right here.
They're right here. Yeah. Yeah. So that's absolutely terrible thing. We'll see where this court case goes, but as it looks, I mean, we'll have to wait and see how the judge rules or the jury rules. But I absolutely think that ChatGPT has some responsibility here.
I do too, but now the question is if ChatGPT does actually bear responsibility, who's gonna take the fault for it? It's an inanimate object. It's a program.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I could see happening
So
is them fining
do
the
they
the
go
company.
yeah, it's like, do they fall back onto the company? Do they fall back onto the developers?
Mm.
Do they fall back onto the individual person who put the prompt coding in?
Does it fall
Who
back on Sam Altman, owner of the company? Like,
exactly. It's like, who has responsibility for this?
and I
I
and
know
I
shit rolls downhill, but this is a big pile of shit coming down.
well, and I've talked about this similarly, but it wasn't as serious of a situation. But like when you talk about the Waymo cars and
Oh my
when they
god.
break traffic laws, well, who gets the ticket?
Right?
Do you ticket the company for the traffic laws?
Yeah, what
You would have
happens if
to, right?
yeah, and what if they break the law and then they cause a serious accident and there's people with injuries?
And
Who's
then
at fault?
it would have to be. So again, if we're going based off that, then yeah, the owners, whoever writes the code and approves it, basically it would have to be the final step of approval. So whoever approves the coding would have to be the one that bears the responsibility, I guess.
Yeah, and
They
this
would
is
have to
where
be the
we're
fall
gonna
guy,
sticky tape because now we're gonna figure out who's actually at fault.
right? So yeah, we'll see where that goes. I'll update the story if we get anything else on that. But yeah, I talked about that story a while back. I think you may have been on for that episode as well, Nora. And
Think so?
yeah, and it's still insane. But honestly, it's a good thing because we do need to set the precedent for how these AI models are going to be judged in the eyes of law when things like this arise.
Mhm.
So it's one of those things that it's tragic that it happened, but it did need to happen. It was going to happen to someone eventually, is my point. But anyway, so we'll move things along. We'll get into the more contentious story, I think. Are you ready for the Candace Owens story, Nora?
Alright, let's do it.
All right. Going into the
Alright,
Candace
let's do
Owens
it.
story. But first, before that, I just want to say what's up to Neurodivergent in the chat. He's saying happy Thursday to everybody. Thank you, thank you.
Hey,
And then
Neuro.
got Boosh in the chat as well. Boosh said, if you're hugging a robot of your loved one, it's not even a real hug. True. That's true. Because it would just be following a prompt.
Yeah. Well, see, I know that when people hug each other, you know, serotonin and dopamine is released in the brain, and it's actually good to hug people, to have, an embrace. I don't think you get that same release and dopamine level when you hug an inanimate object, including a robot, and so you're depriving yourself of a satisfaction. You're depriving your brain of, a dopamine hit, and I don't You're
Humans
just gonna
need
keep
human
wanting to go
connection.
back for more and more and more. It's like a crack addict. They're never gonna get enough now.
What I tell people is humans need human interaction. Like there may be a very small percentage of people that like to be a hermit away from people. Sure, but the vast majority, 99% of people need some sort of human connection with somebody. And my evidence of that is solitary confinement. Why is solitary confinement a punishment? It's because they're separating you from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And that's punishment itself.
Yep.
So if we have a bunch of AI robots going around, are you truly interacting with people? You might get some form of connection there, but it won't be a genuine connection. So I just don't know. I don't know. Future is scary, Nora. The future's scary.
It is.
But anyway, enough black pilling. Let's talk about this black woman, Candace Owens. So let's move over to here. So we have this from the New York Post. Candace Owens strangely accuses Erica Kirk of using Black Lives Matter tactics after the widow fires back at podcasters' incoherent conspiracy theories. So I know some people are going to be upset because, like, oh, Tyler, you're supposed to talk about actual news. To be fair, it's been very slow news the past couple weeks. And one of the bigger stories in the space is, of course, everything going on with Candace Owens. She's made a lot of accusations in the past, I would say, month. She's made a ton of accusations about an array of things. And she hasn't had any evidence to back any of it up. And I just don't understand why people keep believing her. I mean, even with the French assassination plot against her, all of that was fake too. But there was still some people that bought into that. There were some rumors going around that the White House had confirmed that it was real in some way. I found no evidence of that. That seems to be fabricated as well. And a lot of the things that Candace Owens has said recently seems to be fabricated. Just the other day, she accused Tim Pool's brother of attempting to shoot Tim Pool in 2022, and that the situation that Tim Pool described was actually just his brother. When that's not what happened. I'm sure Nora remembers that story as well. What happened was someone had broken into their studio, their prior studio, so they had moved studios, and the old studio got broken into. And when it got broken into, there were people there at the time, and they opened fire on the intruder. No one ever found the intruder. The intruder didn't return fire. That's the actual story. And then Candace somehow flipped it to say, no, it was Tim Pool's brother, and he shot at Tim.
Yeah.
So crazy woman. Just a lot of when we talk about conspiracy theories, like, she's legit coming up with conspiracy theories, and I don't think these are ones that in 5 years will turn out to be true.
I still have questions on a lot of things. Like, where did she get the source on that one? Because that sounds like a really bad game of telephone. You know, when you're in school and you start with a one phrase and then you pass it to somebody else who passes it to somebody else who passes it to somebody else, and by the time it gets to the end of the line, it is completely just jumbled and gargled and doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That's honestly what that story sounds like. Somebody played a really bad game of telephone. I'm not making excuses, but that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
So
well, and then we haven't even gotten to the Turning Point stuff. I mean, the accusations she's made towards Turning Point are disgusting as well.
And this is where I'm like, okay, some things in TP USA did not make sense. Her calling it to light, I appreciate. But for every single company, there are things that people from the outside, it will not make sense because we are not privy to the day-to-day. So there's a lot of things at TP USA. We don't know what's going on. And people just asking a question, I'm totally fine with. But when you start making accusations and there's no proof behind it, that's where I start going, hey, whoa, you're not asking questions anymore. Now you're pointing the finger. That's where I'm like, I hold my reservations for. I want to see where this stuff is going because starting at a good place, like Charlie, she says that Charlie was her friend. She wants to get to the bottom of the truth no matter how ugly it gets. And I can respect that. If something tragically happened to me, I would want the same thing. I would want my friends and my family to tear the scorched earth and go, "Excuse you, what happened? I want facts, I want details." So that part of it I'm okay with. But sitting there blindfolding yourself, spinning yourself in a million circles, and then throwing darts and seeing what lands, not okay. I think she's starting to spin her wheels. I think that there are a lot of misinformation that she's getting and that it's coming out wrong and she is connecting the dots wrong. Uh Pointing the finger at Erica out of nowhere, I'm like, "Hey, whoa. I don't think she, you know, is behind any of this." I know that Candace brought out that where's Charlie's body buried? And Erica's response to that was, "Give my family one thing." And I can respect that because, we don't need to know where Charlie's buried. Yes, it would be nice to be able to go lay something at his headstone, but again, that is for immediate friends and family. That is not for strangers. That is not for the public. That is for the family. That is an intimate setting. And I know I would be devastated if anybody went and did anything to his gravesite. That was malice. Go and destroy it, build, try to burn it, try to dig him up,
We saw
whatever.
what happened to the memorial. If people knew the
Yeah,
location of the grave
exactly.
site, who knows what would happen. Erica even said that she couldn't bear to imagine her daughter playing near the grave of her father and someone coming up and vandalizing it.
Exactly. What if she's praying? Exactly. Um, think about Evita, you know? Speaking of Argentina, it's like Evita. She was the first lady, and they stole her body, and they hid her body for years in another country. So it's just, I know that they would desecrate his grave, and they would probably do the same to his body. And I just,
No,
uh
it should remain private. It should remain a secret
100%.
within the
So
family.
that,
Maybe 5-10 years down the road when
no,
people
not
don't.
even.
I'm
Mm-mm.
saying if the family wants to do that, but I would wait. I would wait a very long time. Uh,
Even waiting, I don't think it would be appropriate to ever release it because there will always be somebody who has some kind of thought in their brain of, "Oh, let's go do this. It's gonna be funny. Let's go be drunk." Think about how many people go and desecrate graves over in Europe, of famous people from like the 1700s, the 1600s, just because, oh, they thought it was funny.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. And another tidbit to this is amid all of her allegations and conspiracy theories with TPUSA and the death of Charlie Kirk, she said that if Erica told her to stop, she would.
Yeah.
And in this interview with CBS, Erica Kirk doesn't say her by name. At least we don't know yet. We've only seen previews. But in the previews, she has one word to respond. We have the other article right here. Erica Kirk's blunt one-word response to Candace Owens' nonstop attacks. She didn't say Candace Owen directly, but she said, "This is what I have to say. Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop." And Candace hasn't. Candace has been making responses to just the previews now, saying that, oh, Erica's calling her out, and that Erica was clearly talking about her, and that all these other things now. So she was told to stop by the person she said would make her stop if she said to, and her
Okay.
response was to create more drama.
I heard Candace actually say it, and her direct words were, "Erica has my phone number. If Erica wants me to stop, all she has to do is call me." Erica is going out and publicly doing it. They're not talking directly. If and that's literally what Candace is saying. "You know what? If you're my friend and you want me to stop, just tell me. I'll stop." There's only 2 people in this world who will tell me to stop, and that's her husband and Erica, and Erica has her phone number. And if Erica is just gonna go out and say, "Well, I'm telling her to stop," and doing it publicly, okay, that's a stunt. That's not actually going, "Hey, girl, you're messing up.
So
Back up.
what I would say to that
Stop
though,
it."
Nora, is that all the things that Candace has been saying lately, I wouldn't give her a call. I wouldn't give her.
It's
I'd make a public.
if
I would make. She didn't even say her by name. She didn't say her by name
well, that we know of yet, but that's
that
the
we know.
thing is
But yeah,
yeah, that we know of yet. If she publicly comes out and says, "Candace Owens, I want you to stop," you know, again, that's public. This is a private matter. These
I
people
don't.
were
I don't agree.
supposed
I
to be
get what you're saying, but
friends.
I don't agree because
But
Candace
again,
Candace has made everything public.
and I get it, but this is a very personal matter. And if Erica was as pissed off about it as she is, she wouldn't. And Candace did say something, and this does make sense to me. Erica doesn't have time for Candace. She's like, "I don't have time for this. I don't have time to come downstairs and talk to you." Erica's words. But Candace's words were, if Erica doesn't have time, how does she have time to go on all these news stories, all these newscasts? How does she have time to make it onto Hannity and onto the Five and onto this show and onto that show and sitting there all this time talking about it, but yet she doesn't have time?
Well, she's saying she
Oh,
doesn't have time because she doesn't want to talk to Candace, who's been a complete cunt and making up lies. I wouldn't want to call Candace either because I guarantee you, if as soon as Erica comes up on her phone, she's like, "Oh, fucking set up the microphone." She would record
all
it.
she's got to do is type one word in a chat to her. Stop.
How do we know she hasn't?
Because there's proof, and Candace would have said it, Erica would have said it. Erica would have flat out said, "I've already privately messaged her telling her to stop."
I
That has
mean,
never happened.
maybe, but
It
I still I don't agree. I everything that Candace has done, I don't. I am still on the side of Erica Kirk. I mean, there's
I am too. I've never said I was against Erica. This is a very tragic event for her and her family, and I support her 100%. And I feel extremely bad for her. Like, I still the fact that she lost her husband in such a tragic way. And what's the one thing I tell you? The fact that she lost such an amazing love kills me inside because it's like goals.
and
So,
Missy says in the chat, I'd publicly tell her to stop too because I wouldn't trust a private conversation with her.
but if they were such close friends, and again, if you had such a relationship with somebody, you wouldn't just be publicly going out and trashing them. You would at least be trying to go, "Hey, knock it off." And then you have receipts of, "Hey, I privately said it, and now I'm publicly going to say it. Knock it the fuck off."
I mean, I get what you're saying, but the same could be said for Candace. If Candace was truly friends with these people, she could be talking to them in private, trying to flush out some of these ideas.
She supposedly did. She's got emails, she's got text messages, and that's the thing is a text message can always be taken out of context. And so that's why I'm like, there is always his side, her side, and then the truth. Somewhere in between these two stories lies the truth. Who knows which side is more skewed
In my
and for
personal
what
opinion, I
reason?
think Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk, and Erica Kirk had nothing to do with it. Neither did TP USA. And everything that Candace has done in the past 2-3 months has been for nothing but grifting and clout.
Okay, well, I agree with the Tyler Robinson part. There's other things. I found out yesterday from somebody that there is a video. Yes, it is Tyler. He did it, but they're not releasing that obviously, and they may or may not have a plant in the police department. So there's information that is still swirling. There's still things going around. So some of the things that Candace is saying, even as far fetched and as fucked off as they are, she's legitimately has
I
baseline things. Again, she is blindfolded with a handful of darts. She spun herself around and she's letting them fly. And it's literally which one is going to stick.
I'm specifically addressing the allegations toward that she's made towards TPUSA and Erica Kirk. If she has other information regarding Tyler Robinson, I mean that isn't far fetched to believe, considering we know that there was networks that Tyler Robinson was associated with. There was that one furry network that they had the Discord logs of, and all of their social medias disappeared. We still haven't heard about that because they had foreknowledge of the attack.
Yeah.
So that of course he could have some sort of accomplices or stuff like that, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the accusations that TPUSA had in some way planned for this to happen.
Yeah, see, the planning of I'm not 100% sold on. I definitely see that they failed and there were things that they could have done and should have done differently, especially the security team. Um that obviously is well known because if his security team would have done their job, then this wouldn't have been an issue. Uh So, again, I get both sides. I'm not okay with Candace pointing the finger at TPUSA and especially Erica. This is a tragic loss for Erica and her whole entire family and especially her children, and it guts me that everybody's purposely trying to do this and trying to spin facts, and Tim is right. Tim did make a statement. This is tearing apart the conservative party. It really is. It is dividing everybody.
I think it's a
But we
part of
knew
the
that the
division,
divide
but
was
yeah.
coming. But we already knew that the divide was coming because everybody who was moderate got shoved over onto the right. And
Mm.
so now we're going back to a form of normalcy where everybody's kind of splitting back off into threes.
I just can't believe anything.
I haven't
Prior to
been
this,
watching lately because again, you, she's throwing too many darts.
well, prior to this, I had a neutral opinion of Candace. Like when she worked at the Daily Wire and stuff like that, I had a neutral opinion. I didn't watch her. I was just kind of, she's like, oh, she's just another conservative commentator. But just following the past couple months, my neutrality has turned to just a hatred of her. She lies. She doesn't have any evidence to a lot of the things she's claiming, and it all seems like a grift at the end of the day. And another example of that would be the entire thing with Tim Pool. I've had my issues with Tim Pool, but the drama that she's started up between them, it has been absolutely ridiculous, and the lies that he's spread about him are just disgusting. And then she also, and as Tim Pool has pointed out, she has videos basically blaming people for Charlie Kirk's death. It was like, who stood to profit from Charlie Kirk's death? And then she had Tim Pool in the thumbnail.
I know I saw that. I didn't actually watch that video.
So that's disgusting.
Oh, it is. It's beyond disgusting. I was like, that is a wrongful tactic, and honestly, she should be, she has to have some kind of consequence for that because that's unacceptable.
But it's things like that have me siding with Erica going public, because it's like someone who's willing to put a person in a thumbnail, nonchalantly accusing them of benefiting from their friend's death. Well, who's benefiting from his death right now? It's Candace. Candace is benefiting from his death, and Erica owes her fucking nothing. Erica doesn't owe her anything. Why is it that Erica has to be the one that has to call her privately and tell her to shut the fuck up
I didn't
with her
say
conspiracy
call
theories?
her privately. You
No,
know how
I'm saying
easy
people
it
in
is
general.
I know, but do you know how easy it is to pick up your phone, open up your text message, and put stop in capital letters,
I don't think she owes her
send,
that either.
and done. Well, and apparently, according to Candace, that's all it's going to take for her to fucking stop.
I don't believe Candace. Candace is a known liar at this point. She has no reason to stop. She's making tons of money from all this drama that she started. She has no reason to stop. I don't think she would, even if that was the case. Even if let's say prior to the interview with CBS, Erica Kirk texted her, stop making up conspiracy theories, or just stop. Just the word stop. Let's just say she says that. I don't think Candace would. I don't think Candace would, and I don't think Erica owes her that. And I don't think Erica is required to say that. Maybe Candace shouldn't create bullshit out of thin air. and then put this all on Erica. Like, oh, let me just make up all these lies about people, and then if the people don't agree with the lies, then they have to contact me to stop spreading the lies. Like, that's fucking bullshit.
Well, if Erica had a problem with Candace talking about Charlie to begin with, a cease and desist letter. Seriously, if she wants this to stop, there are legal ways to make Candace stop. A cease and desist letter is
Can you
simple
even do
enough.
that though? Because
Yeah.
you still have the freedom of speech. It's just she's using her speech in a disgusting way.
Their cease and desist letter because she is a public figure. There's difference.
I don't know enough about legalities to know if that would actually work or not.
Yes, because she's a company. Candace isn't just a private citizen when Candace is doing Candace Owens show.
Yeah, but when
She
you look at the
is-
way she words things, she's wording it purposefully to avoid things like a cease and desist.
It's easy enough. If you talk about somebody and the person says, hey, you're crossing a line, and they can prove it to a court, a cease and desist letter is easy enough.
Gracie asked in the chat, did Candace privately consult Erica before going down this road?
That's another question that I want to know. Did she actually talk to her about it or not? And Candace says that she reached out to her and never got anything back. And that's why I was like, okay, so that's why she's going all ham on it.
I would like to see
fine.
what she reached out with, because if it's something like,
I do too.
did TP
It's like-
USA help commit the murder of your husband? Like, no, I'm not responding to that.
Yeah, right. There's plenty of things. And again, I do not agree with this. I have a lot of questions. And I've said that this whole time. I have questions. I am fine with people asking questions. I am not okay with people pointing fingers without facts. And this is pointing fingers without facts. There's nothing to support this, and that I'm not okay with. But I am definitely okay with going, hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on in the day to day? Did something happen? I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. That's cool. But-
Candace needs to release evidence of like a lot of the things she said. She's just destroying her credibility at this point.
And again, I was a fan. I'm a person. It is time to shit or get off the pot.
I mean, she hasn't given any evidence towards the French plot against her life. There's no evidence for that. There's no evidence for anything she's been claiming with the Charlie Kirk murder. Because it's not just the TP USA stuff, but she also is in the camp of, oh, Tyler Robinson didn't do it, which I think the people that believe that are idiots. I'm sorry, but if you don't think Tyler Robinson is the murderer, then
I found out yesterday from a source there is video. It is him.
And people have their own videos that they share, and they're like, oh, look at this guy in the crowd who raises his hand right as the shot goes off. And it's like, oh, man, he raises his hand with a cell phone in hand. Oh, wow. What a coincidence,
like,
right?
Oh, we're going to have another JFK thing. We're going to have two shooters.
So, yeah, let's go down the list, right? The French assassination plot, no evidence. Tyler Robinson not being the shooter, TP USA and Erica Kirk being involved, no evidence. The drama she's starting with Tim Pool, again, no evidence for any of the claims there. She's just destroying her credibility, and I have no reason to believe her at this point. And Erica Kirk owes her nothing. But we don't even know if Erica Kirk and her were friends. Charlie Kirk and her were allegedly friends. And as Tim Pool even said, Tim Pool said that people will get upset at him saying it, but it's something that it's important to point out. These people can be considered friends, but just because you're friends with someone does not mean you're close to them. Tim Pool even pointed out, I consider Charlie Kirk a friend, but it wasn't like I was hanging out with him all the time.
Yeah, well, and see, people conflate the difference between friend and acquaintance.
Yeah. Well, because, I mean, there's a fine line between acquaintance and friend, right? Like, they've done shows and stuff together, but like Tim's, even how you just said, Tim even said they were kind of more of acquaintances, or that's what he was alluding to. But I kind of see that as the same thing with Candace. Like, was Candace and Kirk actually friends, or was it that they worked in the same spaces together, and they, like, how close was Candace and him actually? Because now she's just using that as to be like, look, I was his friend. Here's all these theories I have about his death.
Yeah. See, and again, Nick Fredes said it right. Either Candace is Charlie Kirk's best friend and biggest advocate, or she definitely has something nefarious going on.
Right.
And if, God forbid, something ever happened to me, I would want my friends and my family to be in an uproar to figure out what happened to me. And I would want every wild conspiracy theory thrown out there. I want every stone unturned. I want it all.
Yeah, but like, what if it gets to the point
But
where they're accusing your son of like helping plan your murder? Like, what if the conspiracy theories go down that road?
yeah, but see, and that's the thing, is every wild conspiracy has to be thrown out for it to be going, okay, yeah, that is obviously not what's happening here. So I want every single theory thrown out there so it can be disproven, so everybody can't say, oh, well, what about this? Oh, well, what about this? No, 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 no. These are facts. Facts don't care about your feelings. The facts are the facts. That's all I want, as I want facts. I don't care how much it hurts people. I don't care how much it destroys somebody's life. The facts are the facts. What happened? Who's behind this?
Yeah.
That's all I care about. And it sucks that people are acting as wildly as they are and that they are throwing as horrible of accusations as they are. But again, I want every stone unturned. I want to know what happened. And there is a very good possibility that we will never know what happened.
Well, and what's funny, right, is you have people like Nick Fuentes saying that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. Israel had nothing to involve. There was no involvement with Israel there. And then you have Candace coming out saying that Israel may have been involved. So if Nick Fuentes is saying, guys, Israel wasn't involved, and he's like one of those people that would just jump on it as soon as he could, be like, yeah, Israel, here's the evidence, guys. He would be on that. So like you really have to think to yourself, Nick Fuentes isn't even saying that Israel killed Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, but I don't listen to anything Nick Fuentes says. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, and I can't throw him for the damn. So it's just,
I trust
it's
him
one of
more
those
than I trust
things.
Candace Owens. At least he brings
I don't
receipts.
trust either one of them right now.
I believe Nick Fuentes more just because he actually brings receipts to things. I might disagree with what he has to say, but he has evidence to back up what he says.
Yeah, but having evidence and being able to twist your evidence are two different things, and that's what he does a lot of times. Is he has evidence, but then he twists it.
That's fair.
So again, I don't. It's one of those things. I want concrete evidence to be able to decipher what's going on. There are too many accusations going out, and so that's why I'm like, I'm going to reserve judgment until I know what's going on. I think Candace has gone off the deep end. I think Tim needs to go sit down in a corner with a hot drink for a minute and go chill out. I think Erica needs a big hug. I think the people over at TPUSA really need to get all of their ducks in a row, because there are too many questions I have for them. It's like, I support TPUSA. I'm going to be there next week, but I still have questions of what's going on.
Like what? Like what would be an example of some questions?
Um, I have questions with donors. I have questions with where things are starting to turn. I have questions. It's like, what's going on?
Hmm.
They had, and again, there were a lot of donors who I do not agree with that were, people can donate their money wherever they want. I don't have to like you. If that's what you want to support, then that's cool. You support whatever you want to support, but I just, I have to question, why are you supporting it?
Yeah.
What are you getting out of it? So like I said, I have questions, and I'm allowed to have those questions, but I can still support TPUSA and the work that they're doing, because overall, I think that they are doing a good job. I think trying to bridge the divide and help the younger generation to become more active is a wonderful thing. Um, so it just, yeah, and again, I think Erica needs a big hug. Out of everybody, Erica just needs a really big hug.
What did Boosh say? Or she has a legitimate mental illness that she needs to get help for. Kilnut Sen said, I disagree because of her ability to articulate very complicated conversations, even if most of it is made up. The ability to critically think and articulate convinces me it's not a mental issue.
Nope.
I don't think she has a
Nope.
mental issue either. I think I am of the belief that she's grifting. Like with Joey and I, we make a lot of jokes about us being grifters and other people being grifters, but when you look at Candace and the things that she's doing, that's a legitimate grift. When I think of the actual definition of grift, what I take that to mean is someone who espouses things that they do not believe in pursuit of fame or monetary gain.
Yeah. Killing it. Go watch the movie A Beautiful Mind. Seriously, go watch the movie A Beautiful Mind. Right there. The guy's name is Kevin Nash, if I'm not mistaken. He was super genius, but he was schizophrenic, and he could hold an intelligent conversation with you where you wouldn't think anything of it. He was actually able to use his schizophrenia to help decode things because he could see patterns that other people couldn't see because of the schizophrenia. So, A Beautiful Mind is an amazing movie. You guys should definitely go watch it. But yes, even when you are in psychosis, you can still have cognitive dissonance. So it doesn't matter.
Mm.
Not everybody is just a bumbling, babbling buffoon that's in the corner going. It doesn't work that way always.
Grift
Mental
means
health and mental conditions are different.
grift means making a profit on drama. I've never taken it to mean that, though it could mean that. Again, grifting is basically like pushing something you don't actually believe in order to get fame or monetary gain. If you're pushing drama because it's getting you views and clicks,
John Nash, yes.
it just depends on the person, because like they could actually believe in the drama and they could want to continue the drama, or they could just be pushing it. And see, if they're pushing it just for the fame and clicks, then it's a grift. But if they're pushing it because they genuinely have a problem with somebody, then it's not a grift, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So not
And yes.
everything drama related is a grift, is what I'm trying to say. And
Yeah.
Shitty Gov wants us to play Be or Not the Bee. We're gonna do that tomorrow, Shitty Gov, because I actually work later Friday, so I will have a show tomorrow. So we'll do that tomorrow. But anyway, final thoughts on the Candace Owens stuff.
Candace needs to go sit down on the corner before she hurts herself.
Fair, yeah. We have someone in the YouTube chat. We don't normally get a YouTube chatter. Venom Lords
Woo!
says, well, it's actually a hate comment. He he says, classic. A couple of goofs with 400 subscribers taking shots at Candace Owens. Yeah, it's a part of the news. I'm gonna talk about it. You know, I've actually avoided talking about her just because I genuinely don't really care about Candace Owens, but it's in the news and I do have opinions on it, but it's not like I actually care. So, but anyway, let's move on to a story I actually do care about.
All right.
All right. I'm off tomorrow. Full Fishy moderation. Oh man, Fishy's gonna be in the chat tomorrow. I'm already shaking in my boots. Let's see. Let's talk about this other story. What else are you guys saying in the chat? I think the word grift has changed. It can be good or bad. I would need an example of grift being good.
I've never heard grifting being good.
Yeah, I've never heard of a good grift. Maybe grifting for charity? I don't know. It's the only thing I can think of. Let's see. All right. Let's move on. So this is the last story. I just wanted to get your thoughts about it, Nora. Because I actually do care about this story, because this could happen to any of us that order food anyway. So we have this story from the Post Millennial. Blue-haired DoorDash driver pepper sprayed our Arby's, according to an Indiana couple. So what this is saying is that this woman pepper sprayed their food.
Oh, so you mean that if she did that to me, I could go and I could sue her for attempted murder?
I mean, there's a lot of things that you can make cases for here. And as it says here from this is a quote from the Indiana couple, it could have been rat poison. It could have been fentanyl. I mean, my wife could have been dead. So they're overreacting a little bit, but not really, because this woman tampered with their food. They're not wrong. She could have done whatever she wanted to it, but she chose to pepper spray. It could have been worse. It absolutely could have been worse. And then not to mention, what if these people have allergies and then you're putting something in their food that they're not expecting, and then they consume it and now they have an allergic reaction to it?
That's attempted murder.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I said it, because it's like, if she would have done that to me, I would have had an allergic reaction and I could have died. So, I take messing with people's food very seriously.
Yeah. It's
That's life or death for me. So messing with food is no. Oh, I hope this lady rots.
Yeah, this is terrible. And I haven't read the story yet, but let's take our guesses here, right? How much do you want to bet that she pepper sprayed their food over a smaller tip than she would have liked?
Probably.
I without reading the article, I guarantee you that that's what happened. Let's read on. Maybe it'll say. I want to see if I'm right. A DoorDash driver in Evansville, Indiana, was banned from making further deliveries after a couple said the driver put pepper spray in their food. The wife, Mandy Cardin, said she got sick from it. I bet you're not supposed to consume pepper spray. The driver the driver dropped off the order from Arby's, snapping a pic to upload to the app as proof of delivery, then sprayed the package. The whole thing was caught on camera and reported to the New York Post. The Cardins brought the food inside and began to eat, only for Mandy to have trouble breathing all of a sudden. I noticed my wife had started eating, and she started choking and gasping, and after she had a couple of bites of her food, she actually threw up. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It looks like there's do we have a video? Let's see. Let's pull up this video. Where does this take us? Oh, yep. A DoorDash driver in Indiana has been accused of pepper spraying food. Let's watch. Oh, no volume.
County, where an investigation is underway into one man's strange DoorDash experience, which is all caught on camera. Our Emma Beck spoke with him today and joins us now with this developing story. Emma?
Well, Rob, Mark Cardin is seeking charges after his doorbell camera caught a DoorDash delivery driver.
So here she is, she's taking the picture.
Spray his order. He says watching the video, he
and
couldn't believe what he was
douses
seeing.
it.
It was just past midnight on December 7th.
That was a big spritz, too.
Oh my God.
After his doorbell camera caught
Watch that
a
again.
DoorDash delivery driver as they seemed to pepper spray his
nonchalantly
order.
too.
He says watching the video, he couldn't believe
Damn,
what he was
that's
seeing.
a big dose.
It was just past midnight on December 7th when Mark Cardin and his wife decided to order DoorDash. It didn't take them long to realize something was wrong with their food.
I noticed my wife had started eating, and she started choking and gasping, and after she had had a couple bites of her food, she actually threw up.
Mark started to investigate.
And I had to look at the bag and see that there was some kind of spray or something the bag had been tampered with. So I pulled up my doorbell camera and seen that the lady that dropped the food off had actually tampered with it on purpose for some reason.
We've blurred the delivery driver's face since no charges have been filed yet, but this video from Mark's doorbell camera caught her red-handed, spraying the food bag after dropping it off.
It's horrific. I mean, we assume it's pepper spray. It's more than likely what it is, but now in this day and age, it could have been anything. Could have been rat poison, could have been fentanyl. You know, I mean, my wife could have been dead.
Mark immediately contacted DoorDash and then law enforcement.
I definitely want to see her prosecuted.
The sheriff's office says they are investigating, and a possible charge could be consumer product tampering, a level 6 felony. Mark says they don't know the driver and they did tip her.
We live in a terrible world right now. Horrific. People.
I just love everything that's being said in the chat right now. Boosh said they blurred her face in the video. You can see her stare directly at the doorbell camera and then spray. She's a complete moron. Yeah, why wouldn't it look? Not giving advice to criminals, but why wouldn't you do it in your car where there's no cameras on you? Just saying. And then,
because she, like you said, she probably didn't get a tip that she liked, and she's
got
like,
to the
"Fine,
door.
screw you guys."
Yep. Neurodivergent one said they blurred her double chin.
Oh yeah, I know the double chin made it worse.
Didn't she
They should've
smell it
blurred
before
that
eating it?
fupa.
Pepper spray is strong. I don't know. It would depend on what they ordered, right, Gracie? Because depending on what they ordered, the smell of the food could have overpowered it, or it could have blended in with it.
Yeah.
Molly said she's so casual about it. It looks like she's done that before. That's a good point. She could have been. She very nonchalantly just lifted her hand and
I know. And if you notice, like, she actually like drops her hand and tries to put it below where the DoorDash camera or where the camera is.
Yeah.
Like, if you look, she's trying to keep it where it wouldn't be caught.
We have zero tolerance for this type of appalling behavior. The dasher in question has been permanently removed from the platform, and our team is standing by to support law enforcement with any investigation. So DoorDash already knows who this person is, and so that means the police would have their would have this woman's name. Let's talk about punishment. What should be the punishment for a crime such as this, Nora? I would say minimum, because you're tampering with someone's food, potentially putting their life at risk. I'd say 5 to 10.
As they said, it was a Schedule 6, I think, or Class 6 felony. That is 3 to 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. So, or between 1 and 3 and 3 to 5, I can't remember. But yeah, it's definitely not acceptable. She should definitely go to jail for this. These people need, I hate saying this word, but they need some kind of restitution, because that is unacceptable. You order food and somebody purposely tries to make you sick.
And it doesn't say the reasoning for why she did this.
No.
And you can see her face here in this photo here. It doesn't say why she did this, but I think my theory would be correct on this. I think she got upset at the amount she was being tipped or paid that night and decided to tamper with their food. I mean, you know, I did DoorDash for a little while, and it would get quite frustrating, the lack of tips that people would leave. But again, they're not required to tip, and you get some money from DoorDash. So it is what it is. You don't like the amount you're getting tipped, go get a real fucking job.
Yeah. Well, they're like, I will work too hard for this. You should tip me anyway.
No, that DoorDash has got to be like some of the laziest fucking work I've ever done. Literally, you don't do any work. You just drive. You're just driving around. Yeah. You do zero fucking work.
Yeah. And people think that that's work now. Oh, I'm driving around. I'm picking up your stuff.
Yeah, I should get $20, $30 an hour. And it's like, look, I get it. Wear and tear in the car is expensive. Gas is expensive. But this is supposed to be one of those jobs that you do in your free time, or a job that you do in between jobs. This is not supposed to be a full-time job that you like support your family and you pay your rent and bills with. Like, that's not what DoorDash was ever meant to be. It's supposed to be a side gig. We're talking about gig economy jobs, right? This was supposed to be a side gig, not a full-time job for people.
Yeah. And it's like, DoorDash is under some massive scrutiny, because they had just had this, and then they had that other chick who decided to walk in on the guy and film him and say she was sexually assaulted, but yet he was passed out on his own couch. So
this one's not blurred. Neurodivergent sent us this.
And then watch her hand. Yep, see, she's purposely like, oh, I'm low enough.
My wife had started eating, and she started...
Yeah, just nonchalantly, too. That's crazy.
I want to know how many people she's done this to before.
No,
you can definitely tell that's not her first time.
Yeah, how many times has she gotten a bad tip or no tip, and then she's like, you know what, screw these people. They don't want to tip me. Psh, sprays their food. Could be worse, too. Could be shit like spitting in their drinks or other things, too. Like, if she's willing to do this, it makes me wonder what else she's done, you know?
And with that fupa, how many people are missing fries?
Right. That's the real crime here. That's the real crime. How much food is she taking from people while she's delivering? And they want a damn union. No union for frickin' DoorDash and Uber Eats. No, you don't need that. I love all the memes of the entitled Uber or DoorDash driver. Like, have you seen those memes? And they're like going up to the counter, and they're just like being absolutely rude to the customers there, and they're like, Uber, Uber, look, Uber, Uber. And they're like putting their camera or their phone in their face.
I'm special, so I'm Uber.
Yeah, let me cut the entire line, walk up to the person, cut them off from the person ordering, and be like, Uber, 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 Uber.
I'm more important. Uber, Uber, Uber.
I'm more important. And then how frustrated they get when you tell them they have to wait.
Oh yeah, and then I think it's so funny. Uber is literally over in Germany, so like every time they say Uber, they're saying over. I'm over.
Over. How many sips
I'm
of soda has she stolen? True. How many sips of soda has she stolen?
Yeah. How many French fries?
How many French fries? How many onion rings?
Right.
How many slices of pizza?
Oh my god. How many taquitos?
How many taquitos? She looks like the type of DoorDash driver to pick up your food and then cancel the order.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. She's done this at least 6 to 7 times over. Absolutely.
6 to 7 times.
6 or 7 times at least. In the past week, I mean, you don't stay this figure and not eat.
Oh, right. You know, you don't get Oompa Doompa like and not eat and sit and be immobile.
What? Neurodivergent just said, someone commented yesterday, the real crime, she stole the bird bath and shoved it down her pants. What?
They're talking about her fupa.
Oh my god. Someone just typed in my YouTube chat just the word feces.
Okay.
I don't even, how do I respond to that? Oh, he's saying that you guys are feces. Okay. Thank you.
I showered, so no?
Yeah, you guys are feces. That's interesting. YouTube is asshole. No one trusts YouTube.
You know what? I took a really good shit today, so I had a lot of feces come out. So,
well, thank you for that information, Nora. That is definitely news today.
You're welcome. My bowels are regular.
My bowels are regular. You know what's not regular is this woman's eating habits.
These are facts.
Actually, maybe a little too regular, if I should say. Joey says that he's stinky. I just woke up. Okay, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
The guy in the chat that called us feces, he said that he is covered in feces and needs help.
Oh.
All
I gotta say is I hope to God you're a plumber.
I hope to God that he's in a mental institution in the next 5 minutes.
It's like, if you're covered in feces and you're not a plumber, what is wrong with you?
Nora is the first woman that admits she poops.
I poop and I fart.
Well, you got to be careful. The things that people might put in your food when they deliver it to your house might make you do those things.
Oh my God, I know.
Sounds like a victim of Vince McMahon. What?
It's supposed to be McMahon.
McMahon, whatever. The YouTube chatter is a Jeet. Oh, probably. Yeah, go back to India, Jingleberry. That's his name. Good God, what the F is that? Which part, Missy? So, sick of Shitty Gov is correct. Shitty Gov is, the YouTube chatter is a Jeet. Yes, probably. He probably is correct. He's covered in feces because he went to one of those poop festivals yesterday.
Those things are so... I get it. I understand that that's a cultural thing. But for me, that is so disgusting.
Jingleberry said, I live in a world of fart and feces. I live in the world where the flush goes. So India. He lives in India.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
So we were right. Anyway, moving on. That's enough YouTube chatting for one day. Moving on. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Nora, do you have any final thoughts about the show today or anything that we may have missed?
Go out and hug your friends and your family because you never know when it's going to be the last day. Tell them how much you love them. And it's not gay to hug your male friends and tell them you love them because, you know, there are different forms of love. In English, we only have one word for love. In every other language, there is at least 30 different definitions for love. So tell them that you love them. Go hug them, and I will see you guys for Nightcap. And today is an early special edition of Nightcap because we are going to go on Third Railify with Sean and Gina after. So everybody tune in for that.
So the show will be at 9 Eastern, according to Joey. Says friends of the show, early Nightcap tonight at 9 Eastern. With he's got a few guests there. And then Nora and I on Third Railify. So guys, yeah, make sure you go check out friend of the show, Joey Cannoli. That is Rumble exclusive. So you guys can only check that on Rumble. So people in the YouTube chat, if you guys want to go talk shit, go talk shit on Rumble. There's more. We're getting more people in the YouTube. I never have YouTube chatters. I only ever have Rumble chatters, and for some reason, I think it's people that like Candace. They're in the chat today. This guy named Zar Aki just typed in the chat. He said, "So empty." Capital LMAO. I don't know what's empty. But anyway, I don't know. It's just funny to me. Keep the hate comments going. I love them. They feed my ego. And I hope all of you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure you guys go check out Joey Cannoli Rumble exclusive on his stream. That is Joey Cannoli, the one, the only, the Cannoli. So you guys go check that out. Nora will be there later. I don't think there's any Outworld Live today from Joey Cannoli, nope. So you'll just have to wait for Nightcap later. But of course, you guys can go check out Sinoski over on the Quiet Part Pod. Wait, 2 chats? Yes, I have 2 chats. We have the YouTube chat and the Rumble chat. So sometimes people in the YouTube chat will come and talk shit saying that no one's watching me. Little do they know I have about 30 of you over on Rumble talking in the chat. But, you know.
Because Rumble's better.
Because Rumble is better and there's actual engagement on Rumble. YouTube, typically, I don't get a lot of engagement. And I think it's partly due to them being bots. I think a lot of these people are not real on YouTube. Joey said he is going to play video games today, though. So
video games. All right.
But anyway, thank you, Nora, for joining me today. Always a pleasure. And I'll see you again next time. All right, guys. So that was the show today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to go hang out with the doggo that is behind me. She's now jumped on the floor. Come here. Oh, I have doggo. Oh, she's licking me. No. Hi, doggo. No. Bite my glasses. But anyway, so I'm gonna go do that. I need to go grocery shopping. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Missy, oh, what's up? Missy went over to the YouTube chat. Insert hey comment here. Here, you know what? We'll do this just to annoy the people over on YouTube. Let's do an ad read. Let's see if I can find an ad to read. We will do an ad read just to annoy the people on YouTube and to support Rumble. Of course. Always want to support Rumble. And also it helps the show, obviously. So let's see what kind of ads do we have available today before we end out the show. And while I'm doing that, if there's any song that you guys want me to play at the end, you guys should know all my songs by this point. Let's see, what ad are we gonna do today? Rum Premium plus Perplexity could be a good one. There's the Blue Chew one. Chicago. Oh, we're gonna do the Chicago State Company one again. That was a good ad, guys. Chicago State Company. What do you give someone who already has everything? You give them the sound of a perfect sear. Head to mychicagosteak.com/rumble, code rumble, Chicago Steak Company. Top 2% of beef in America, USDA prime and premium Angus, hand cut by master butchers. The kind of marbling that hits a hot pan and fills the whole house with that smell. That buttery meat goodness. You know the one. Spend $229 on any holiday order and your gift arrives at your loved one's door with 6 free petite ribeyes plus free shipping. That's $240 in premium steak, absolutely free. Then there's the unboxing, a black and gold gift box worth unwrapping, packed with dry ice, smoke rolling out when they crack it open, Christmas morning energy. It's not just another sweater, it's a dinner that becomes a memory. Go to mychicagosteak.com/rumble, use code RUMBLE. That's RUMBLE, code RUMBLE at checkout. So guys, go check that out. If you guys are trying to get a unique gift for someone, you don't know what to get them, maybe you can get them a load of steaks. You guys always need steak. You always need steak. Steak is the greatest food on the earth. Besides maybe chicken. Chicken's pretty delicious. And hell yeah. Anyway, let's go back over to here because we got a Rumble rant Rumble rant from Neurodivergent. He sent in a $1 Rumble rant. He said some Rumble support. I always love the Rumble support. But look, guys, I don't need you guys to send in Rumble rants. I don't need you guys to subscribe to the channel. I don't need any of that, okay? I have a job now. I don't need y'all's money. You guys don't need to support me anymore, okay? If you want to support me, just like the channel, you know, hang out in the live chat, all that good stuff. I do not need your hard-earned money. I'm earning my own money now. Okay, thank you very much. If you want to do that, I mean, I can't stop you. But I'm no longer going to encourage Rumble rants or anything like that. This show was always intended to be an outlet for me to talk about things that I care about, and that's what it's going to be. So if I get no views and no one ever watches, and I never make any money from this, great. I don't care, because that's not what this was for. This was always for me to have an outlet to talk about things that I care about. And it's amazing that I have anyone watch me. So, let's see. Oh, I was trying to clean my glasses and it got stuck on my shirt. But anyway, I will leave you guys with a song as I typically do, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I just said not to send in Rumble rants. Don't tell me what to do, Tyler. You're not my supervisor. Sick of Shitty Gov with the $1 Rumble rant. Thank you, Shitty Gov. Again, you guys don't need to send in Rumble rants or anything like that. I have my own money that I make now. I have a job. I'm gonna keep the job private. I don't need people harassing my employer or anything like that. So only close friends will know where I work. But with that said, I will get out of your guys' hair. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you to Sick of Shitty Gov and Neurodivergent for the Rumble rants. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. What song should I play? Another one, Miss for Missy. Look, I tell you guys not... How does this work, okay? I ask you guys for Rumble rants. I don't get any. And then I tell you guys not to do Rumble rants. And then I get 3 of them. This is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah, you guys are just throwing ones at me. Tyler's a stripper now. Yeah, I just got 3 ones thrown at me. Just dance, monkey, dance. Rumble ranting out of spite. Mwahaha. Well, thank you, Missy. Very, very spiteful. All right. Anyway, you guys have a great day. I'm gonna play. So Nora, I'll play this song. Nora actually helped me create the theme for this song. And I wrote the lyrics. So she gave me the idea, and I wrote the lyrics for it. So I'll give Nora some credit here. But here you guys go. Hope you guys like it. Have a great day, guys. Let me know what you guys think of the new background and everything, by the way. Do the colors mesh well? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. You guys have a great day. Later.
Confusion all night open, we won't fight. Will they be right? I think it just might. The stage is a gilded cage. Are you not filled with rage? While they steal your wage, can we not turn the page? Your confusion is just an illusion. The smells of illusion. They must believe that we are dumb, convincing us we still have any freedom, casting the confusion all night, hoping we won't fight. Will they be right? I think it just might. They filled us with fright. Who will hear our plight? Won't that be a sign? Let it fill you with rage, so that we may turn the page of the collusion that keep up the illusion.